Artists that are working in contemporary performance and experimental art fields and are working, they're the artists who are working out in communities. They're the artists who are engaging with people in contexts that are not within, subscriber bases or city-centric expensive institutions. And, they're the artists that are making work that really engage people in, a kind of civic conversation and public dialogue. Incredibly interesting, loyal, diverse audience that come and see our work. And, they're coming and seeing contemporary performance. They're coming and seeing a whole lot of experimental artworks that, you might consider that, outer suburban working class audiences have no interest in. And in fact, it's entirely the opposite.
If you want a larger arts ecology, you need to nurture these crucibles, these labs, these experimental spaces, these visionaries who are here.
What we're able to do is offer, our program of opportunities and of platforms for artists across the year, which is an unusual thing in South Australia, unfortunately.
I feel like with a company like Vitalstatistix, it's the infrastructure is about how do you make practice flourish at the edges.
The way I would describe our work is a kind of a social practice or a socially engaged art where we place artists in a context that is very deep in a community spirit and a politic of community. And certainly that imbues a lot of the work that we support and present.
There's always this really interesting intersection of art and politics and everyday life, which I think is very unique to Vitals, where art sits in a broader cultural landscape and that activism that I mentioned, the commitment to progressive values and social change and really this search for what art's role is in that sort of broader social fabric.
I guess when we say that we want to support progressive art and progressive artists and progressive viewpoints, it's not about necessarily having all the same points of view or kind of preaching to the choir. Certainly, because we're based in a community like Port Adelaide, we are always, experiencing different points of view, and we're in conversation with, a really diverse community.
Vitals and performance space both have really deep and rich histories of really working with feminist practices and queer practices and really pioneering, what else gender and sexuality can be in contemporary culture. And I think one of the privileges that we both have as organisations is we have these histories to draw on to really make a contribution to debates in culture and society around sexuality, around gender, around queerness, around diversity.
It's about digging into some very hard, uncomfortable ideas and trying to kind of bring that out as much as possible in whatever form it takes. And in that way, I think that's Vital's most powerful thing.
What we are able to do is offer a whole range of opportunities for local artists, both kind of formal opportunities in our program and our initiatives, as well as a kind of a culture and a spirit of being able to come and see work that they might not be able to see otherwise, to engage with artists, to engage with other Australian artists that they might not otherwise meet, and to have an annual opportunity, a range of opportunities throughout any one year that they can engage with that go outside of the massive festival time in February and March in Adelaide.
So they are really supportive in terms of offering me space, offering me people to work with, or sharing the administrative load and giving me advice. So they're a really great sounding board, and just I think have been a huge advocate for my practice. A rapid turnaround on residencies where art is not, it's not seen as precious or holier than thou, but actually just a way of communicating and testing ideas out, doesn't happen outside of university frameworks.
It's great to be able to present work that maybe in other states is seen in, festivals and city-based art centres. Here, we're able to present it in Port Adelaide at, in a trade union hall, which, is really satisfying.